We will therefore impose significantly stricter measures. This is like a circuit breaker. It will help to reduce the risk of a big outbreak occurring.
All public masses at Catholic churches in Singapore will be suspended indefinitely starting noon, 15th February. Archbishop William Goh made the announcement today, and he says the decision was taken given the current escalating situation, which is proving to be difficult to contain.
The Archbishop says that this measure will stay in place until there is greater clarity on the way forward. He says all other events with large numbers of people, like retreats and seminars, should also be suspended.
Meanwhile, St. Andrew.
Materials that we already have, that OFC has already developed. The idea is that it's minimal adaptation, even though you're using it using the Zoom or the online platform, you can still use our materials. So this is a presentation. I wonder how he noticed that this sheet was missing. He had so many sheets with him. Maybe you'd like to type in a response. How do you think the shepherd knew his sheep was missing? You would like to type in the chat now? You can type in.
For me, it will be how to create a fresh space at home. I have to think about all the materials I need to bring back from my own fresh space from church and create it at home, like what you see now on the screen. I have Jesus, I have the chest table, and I even have my prayer table, small prayer table, just exactly as what we have in the prayer space. We show the children, we welcome Jesus like this. The light of Christ.
The children, she had this idea that the children will be in an airplane, then we will travel from one place to one place in Israel, from Nazareth to Bethlehem. And since there was no travel during this time, right? So the children were very excited to feel that they're riding on an airplane. So I think that's one of the creativity should be there. It's not just like always a presentation, PowerPoint slides. That's what I love about this session, this year's session. The creativity was really overflowing.
So I think the most difficult part was the technical difficulties, and like there's not much interaction, so we get a bit bored sometimes.
Yeah.
I think it was I felt like we couldn't really interact with our friends, but it also felt like the catechists did spend more time teaching than they did in the earlier years, because they didn't have to telling the students to settle down and keep quiet. But it did feel like we really couldn't interact with people, and I really miss like seeing all my friends.
So looking back, we saw how morality is not only about fulfilling the rules, it is about becoming empowered for a greater personhood. So we can integrate our emotions, our reason, our will, and then we become fitter to do the right thing. So the question is that all morality is all about?
And today we want to tie this all together and say, what is the purpose of the scriptures? And everything today we're going to see, and you would know, is because of salvation.
And that is why the liturgical cycle is a spiral. It spirals around, same season, goes around. But as we go the same season, we are called to spiral upwards, and we must spiral deep inside our soul.
death and your resurrection, and you won the victory. And so I'm holding on to somebody who knows all about the storms, brothers and sisters. There's nobody else who knows storms better than Jesus.
Yes, well done.
And that's why this journey is an invitation for us to fall in love with God, and the rites that we go through are similar to how a man and a woman fall in love and head towards marriage.
This season of Advent, for all of you in the catechumens, we organize this recollection, just to spend a day to be away from everything, to come and reflect.
So you would know that this day is a very special day that we set aside, and it is by invitation. But it is not us who invites you, it is the Lord who invites you to pause.
And we may think that we need to hold all of this in balance, right? So here's the thing, it's not about holding all of this in balance, because to become Christian, to say I want to be a disciple of Christ, is to say I'm going to let Christ enter and reorder my life so that everything else in my life is set on the foundation of my relationship with Him.
I prefer to be in a prayer space where you get connected to children. Yes. Also, good teamwork. You must have catechists, good catechists that you can work with.
I will hope that we can go back to having face-to-face catechism, because I really like having like that relationship with the catechist